Sometimes it's so easy to complain. It just feels like happiness comes and goes like a summer rain. It's ever so temporary despite those blessings that indicate the contrary. And it's easy to speak about the things that go wrong, disregarding the good that our focus should be on, momentarily forgetting that it's all destiny, and what's meant to be will be, so we should deal with it patiently. But it's easier said than done, and sometimes I find myself worldly strung, deluded by its temperance and patience takes control. It all just feels so long. What I don't have sits heavily at the forefront of my mind. I ignore that breath that just lifts the chest. The test leaves me vexed. I'm tired, so when comes the rest? The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, told us to look to those less fortunate. And yet in times of hardship, we just ignore this. Enter my little brother. As I sit alone and pointlessly scroll through my phone, he enters the room and I greet him with an unpleasant tone. He doesn't acknowledge it, he just enthusiastically asks how my day's been. I look up to see his infectious smile. All of a sudden it all doesn't seem so bad. I forget why I was mad, I hate the prospect of seeing him sad. For a second I contemplate everything that he's been through. I compare it to my situation and it's nothing compared to what he has endured. And despite all the pain and the difficulty, he just deals with it quietly. Not a word of complaint in moments of frustration, from youth or young child to adult maturation. Test after test and he bears it with patience. Smile on his face because he's truly amazing. May Allah bless him, his strength and his patience never fails to amaze me. He's a living embodiment of gratitude, with an uplifting attitude. You'd feel the same if he sat with you. He leaves a smile on the faces of everyone that he meets, employing the kindest tone when he speaks. He's the best friend I've ever had, the best friend I'll ever have. When no one else cares, he's there. When all falls on deaf ears, he's all ears. When the devil taunts with manipulation, he points out my obligation. He doesn't even need to hear the call to prayer. He tells me it's time to pray and he's rarely wrong. It's like he just knows prayer is where I rid my woes. Truly Allah, it's been a blessing to watch him grow. We have a bond beyond compare. The videos and pictures are not false representation, merely an accurate indication of the relationship we share, and words cannot express how much I care. The moment I started to truly believe in God was following his heart surgery, touching gold tears in the eyes of my family. He was in a bad way and I'll never forget the day. Just a boy, but my heart was in tatters, my mind was scattered. Mummy sat by his bedside nightly and watched him fighting. No other situation I've been through is frightening. Mummy stayed strong going through it alone. The doctors told Mummy he wouldn't make it, but Allah had different plans. I've watched him grow from a beautiful boy into a beautiful man. All praise be to Allah, everything is by his decree, not the man-made machines. He's now 25 and I repeat, words cannot express how much he means to me. So this is a reminder to me first, to remain firm in faith for the time that I spend on this earth. In times of hardship, I let frustrations cloud my judgment, and I almost forget that this world is nothing compared to the life of the next. Everything we go through here is a test. So my people, just be your best and let your faith beat firm in your chest. Okay, so my brother has Down syndrome and autism, to give you a bit of context. And he's never, ever complained about anything he's been through in his entire life. And for me, he epitomizes what it should be to have gratitude. And that's why I wrote that piece about him. This next piece is completely different speed. It's called Mural. It pains me to admit I was ever ridden with guilt over having a religious conviction just to improve my position as sickness. What's compulsive worldly ambition that changes an individual's condition? Macbeth and his kingdom. I was so far removed from where I needed to be, and I fear it was greed. I was driven to hit a wall, think crash test dummy. I've been foreshadowing something. Like Isayama penning the greatest manga in comics I planned for the longest. I knew I had to address this topic like a mannequin bus. I'm not for the clamour and fuss. It takes courage and guts to be this upfront in the open like it did in The Walking Dead. Before this was an outlet, I relied on the web until my mental health took a hit and I damn near called it quits like Maguire's Peter Parker. I needed answers, like how do I take this farther? Swamp Thing, I started seeking greener pastures. I'm mural crafting. What's a gift wrapped with disappointment? Past the parcel. I grasped this art form like a sculptor and craftsman and raise ignored issues like hypertrophic scar tissue and risk dividing public opinion like the Ozark ending. I don't intend on offending. I'm just not afraid to hit a nerve like lidocaine. I don't write this way just to ignore the plights we face, and every chance I take, I embrace the climb. Miley Cyrus, there's more to this than going viral. If it stays up here, I'm still inclined. Tread more options, it's electro-like or the shock I'm prompting. You see, I told myself a long time ago, if I ever get on air, I won't skirt over matters of great relevance like Marilyn Monroe. I'd seize control. Go on a roll like high achievers while beseeching God. I won't be stopped. I'll never come off the top knowing I'd lose the matter like Paul Crendel. I think Hannibal Lecter, I'm too protective. And I was raised correctly. Like, think before you speak. The currency, immoderate pecuniary hopes, erode good deeds like the sea over a bed of stones. I'd work myself to the bone and endure hell to make a point, Cody Rhodes. How could I do honor my prophet if I did this just for a boost of gold? Think VO5 and break the mold. I stay composed. It's either I possess great resolve or forever abnegate being bold. It's taken some time to grow. I've really transformed, evolved. Chosen to accept the pain behind growth like Aaron Yeager. I'm grateful for more blessings than I've even prayed for. If the intention wanes, dark nights reign over the landscape like Batman. I had plans, but his were greater. What's ostentation? A graveyard. I'm on guard, like fencing opponents. Why be moaning eloping is futile? If my Lord decides, I'll still rise. I didn't expect to stay big after first delivering diastasis recti. I knew I'd have to write myself out of a tight spot like Ed Brubaker did The Man Without Fear. I had to persevere, steer my way through the toxicity like Britney Spears. Why would I adhere just to please my peers? I pray I stay sincere. I know if anything appears contentious on the gram, I'll witness the postpartum like baby blues. I'm the ruse. I've arrived in truth like Spider-Man in Civil War. Forged armor against the worst assaulted idle cursey and free calls still. I feel torn anytime I split people like personalities. James McAvoy, no cap or lie. I had trolls online that 40 wiring trying to dull my shine. I raised inside and realized no matter what you do, you can't outrun the bullet. It's inevitable like Ricky's death in Boys in the Hood. I've seen too many greats overlooked. It needs to change like I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but messed up. It's unjust. That's why I don't beat around the bush, Fechner and Maxine. If I did this just to be seen, I'd expect the plaudits. I've been denied like Sadie Sink. Circumstances made it seem I wouldn't be a problem right out the gate. Hawkins, demagogue, and this is so important. Think Dustin and Susie, I'm trying to fashion a worthy never-ending story. I pray my life ends in glory. What's any of this for if it sends me towards purgatory, further falling, thereafter disturbed in mourning, like a vampire dispersed in mourning? I err on the side of caution, that hazard tape stretched around a crime scene and warning. The mere thought is haunting. The supportive, they laud with approval until I disappear from view, then pop up again like peekaboo. That's return, lift the mood, raw performance, shake the room. Above board, nothing left to prove. The rest can move, depraved and the hate aloof. I grace every stage with truths and pray I see for any false praise I'm moved. I'm Alec Holland Group. I don't need the flowers, I'll grow my own. I dream of the ethereal and eternal abode, the splendor and gold, silver vessels and cushions and rolls. I live with this hope devoted to earning his mercy and growth. I'm determined, immersed like a scuba diver submerged with discovery stoked, wondering why some only care about a cute angle like the selfies they post. It's through further alone of overcoming the bumps in the road, and I won't condone changing the body knowing there's risk involved. Professor Clump, I faced the slump. Now I'm on the up and up, back with more variations than Baby Shark. I praise Allah, I praise Allah. I'm about to take off now and leave Earth like a trip to Mars.